Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be giving an update on SNSS. So I'm going to be going through technical analysis and then news and how I'm going to be playing the stock for the next day or so. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow. Subscribe and turn notifications on to get the latest added videos, and let's get right into it. So you're going to find here that the MACD did test a negative trend but got rejected and is going on towards the positive side, which is an amazing news for us. Now the ADX does show a little bit more of a sloppy movement, so that's a little bit dangerous there for us. William %R is sitting in a little bit closer towards the neutral, and the moving averages really look bearish, where the 200 SMA is above the price, 50 SMA is above the price, and the 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, but it's in the trading action zones where reversals are likely between the 10 SMA and the 30 EMA. So momentum here doesn't show us much, so we need to look a little bit into the 1 hour intervals. Looking here towards the 1 hour intervals, what we get to see is that the stock on the 1 hour does look bullish, especially in the extended market where the 10 SMA is above 30 EMA, the stock price is above both of them, and is above the 200 SMA in blue and the 50 SMA in purple. Now you get to see the ADX does show a little bit more of a sloppy movement, so nothing there to see on the 1 hour interval. The MACD does show like it's curving up after seeing a little bit of a decline, at least in the extended market here. And then you get to see momentum, which is a little bit choppy, and the stock is being somewhere between neutral and overbought during the day. Volume has been steady and stable, so nothing to show over there. Now moving on towards what we're looking at towards moving averages, we get to see here is a moving average that is within the stock's price. It's trading up 0.35 on the top and 0.32 on the bottom here. And on the very bottom would be 0.28. So I do expect it to oscillate between 0.32 and 0.35 on any given day coming in this week. So now going on towards Fibonacci retracements. But before we do so, we're gonna first do so we're gonna do supports and resistances and then Fibonacci retracements, and then we're gonna move on towards earnings. So going on quickly, we're going to get to see here on the Fibonacci retracement that there is a support sitting at 0.33 currently. That's a Fibonacci support. And then we're seeing, 0.33, 0.32 on traditional. And then below that, we see 0.31. And it's almost every cent down, 0.30, then 0.29. Then you're looking at 0.28, and then 0.27, and then shoots down to 0.26, and then 0.239. And then we're moving on, actually 0.265 and then to 9 over here. Now in terms of resistance, what we're seeing is current resistance is sitting at very close to 0.33, so it's from 0.34, and then above that we're seeing 0.35 and then 0.36, and it basically does go up again every cent until it hits 0.38, and then it jumps to 0.39, and then you're seeing a little bit more upside over there. In terms of obvious trends, to me, that's nothing that I can see significant here. We're going to go quickly through news, and then we're going to move forward towards previous trends in terms of how earnings have played and their earning coming up. Now, we do have a preclinical drug here, NS510. That's preclinical, so you do expect a PR going on from preclinical to phase 1. And then this one here is going between phase 1 and basically completing phase 1B will determine the path forward, and basically it's not going to move forward for phase 2 until phase 1B is completed and does pass. So moving on now, we're going to go through institutional buyers, and you get to see that there has been an increase in terms of institutional buyers. Now on the 10th here, it looks like they averaged down, so they increased their shares, but in terms of the value of the shares that have decreased, so they average down. You get to see Victory here did the exact same thing. This company here has put a call, so call that's an option. And then on the 7th, you get to see here around 89,000 shares extra, and then you get to see here they did average down. So it looks like all the way in August we do have one new call, one new purchase, and the rest is averaging down from their previous position. Now we do have, in terms of the 13G, we do have a couple in August and one in end of July. Savvy's usually a dangerous road there. They're known for shorting and market manipulation a little, based on from what I've heard. So I wouldn't be comfortable being in the same stock as them. But you see, CVI Investments and iReturn Capital, they both held. They're both holding now almost 11% or very close to 12% off the company's value. Um, and that is only in August based on a 13G form. Now, sitting in here closely, what we get to look at is previous earnings and the earnings coming up. So, based on my understanding here, is that the earnings are happening on 11th of August after market. So, that is tomorrow after market for quarter two. And their EPS estimated is negative 0.06, and then estimated revenue of 190,000. Very similar to what they had last time. Last time they did beat it, but not the revenue. And so what I'm gonna do quickly is I'm gonna compare the 7th and 10th of March performance. You get to see, of course, the 10th of March did receive really nice revenue. So we're gonna be looking at both and then determining what we should do based on previous history for the stock. So the first one goes on as the 10th of March. So we're looking down. Of course, March did have the massive dip, so gonna put that in count. So 11th, it did kind of decrease and then drop massively towards there. I'm gonna ignore that, but it still shows you there. 7th of May, which was half positive because the revenue wasn't. We're looking at 7th of May, which is right here. What we get to see is that the stock did start up from green, did gap up just a little. Well, not really gapped up, it just started up above a little bit higher and then dipped down. And you get to see right here. That is the 7th of March. And you get to see the day after, usually it does dip down below, and you get to see that that is actually a trend. So what is my expectation for this stock? Well, I do feel that I would, if I'm playing this stock, I would definitely very much consider selling as early on as for the day. Now let's double check here whether the earnings was aftermarkets. Yep, they were all aftermarket, so they're very much playing the same kind of game. I would consider selling. Now I do know that yes, they have products that go on to Microsoft. They are Microsoft partners, and then there's all these kind of things where, hey, BKY will be very useful for the elections and returning back to COVID and everything in between. But here's the thing: when it comes to earnings, even sometimes when earnings are expected to be good, it becomes a case of buy the rumor, sell the news. I definitely sell before earnings hit just to secure my profits on there, especially if you're coming in from the lower region. Now, what my expectation is on Wednesday, it does actually fall, if not probably a little bit closer towards where the earnings are. You might have a little bit of weaker hands that will sell at any cost and bringing the stock price down. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure you mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and you have a wonderful day.